Hello there. Today I'd like to talk about the boxer Joe Bugner. Joe Bugner was born in Sereg in Hungary on the 13th of March 1950. In 1956, he and his family had to flee Hungary because of the Soviet invasion. They came to the UK and were initially housed at a refugee centre in Wisbech. They moved more permanently to a home in St Ives in Cambridgeshire. In future years, Joe became known as a Fens Tiger among other notable boxers such as Eric Boone and Dave Boy Green. Joe excelled at sports at school and he actually became the National Boys Discus Champion in 1964. A regular at Bedford Boys Boxing Club, Joe had 16 amateur fights, winning 13 of them. He turned professional in 1967 at age just 17. He lost his first professional bout, but then went on to win 18 consecutive bouts in the next 2 years. By 1970, he was regarded as a world contender. He wanted to fight for the British, Commonwealth and European titles. At that time, you had to be 21 to fight for the Commonwealth title, so Joe had to wait until March 1971. His opportunity came with an epic bout against Henry Cooper. Joe won the 15-round contest by a split-point decision made by the lone official Harry Gibbs. He won by a quarter of a point. Now, the press and the public were divided about this. Joe was known as a defensive, cautious, yet tactical fighter. He scored heavily with his impressive left jabs against the fight with Henry Cooper and was the definitive winner of this bout. He went on to win a title defence against Jürgen Blin, but later that year lost all his titles to the vastly experienced Jack Bodell. In 1972, he regained his European title against Jürgen Blin and later that year had two memorable fights, one with Muhammad Ali and one with Joe Frazier. The fight with Joe Frazier was an epic. Joe got knocked down, but he got up and fought on Joe Frazier, winning only narrowly on points. In 1975, Joe again fought Muhammad Ali. He fought in Kuala Lumpur. Muhammad Ali won by unanimous decision. Joe was very defensive in this fight, but perhaps this was due to the extreme heat and humidity of Kuala Lumpur and being in an outdoor arena, things that Joe was not particularly experienced at. Joe announced his retirement from boxing in 1976, saying that he'd lost a great deal of interest in it. However, a few months later, he came back with a definitive win against Richard Dunn to regain the British, Commonwealth and European titles once more. He went on until 1977, losing to Ron Lyle. He then again announced his retirement. Moving to Australia and living with his second wife Marlene, Joe enjoyed a pretty good life. He was something of a celebrity in Australia and he starred in Italian comedy films with Terence Hill, Bud Spencer. He also opened a vineyard. But the allure of the ring beckoned, and Joe, on a number of occasions, did return, whether this be for financial reasons or unfinished business. Probably a combination of the two. He had some notable wins. Most notably, he fought Frank Bruno in 1987 and did just lose on an 8th round stoppage. Joe went on, and in 1995 he became the Australian heavyweight champion and also perhaps the little known WBF world heavyweight champion. He retired finally in 1999, but not before beating the former WBA champion Bone Crusher Smith in 1998. He was finally seen in 2009 in the UK in I'm a Celebrity, Get Me Out of Here, where he did very well. Now, regrettably, Joe is now suffering from dementia and he's in a home. But let's not forget the warm, entertaining personality he brings to our TV screens. To Joe Bugner.